2 million downloads,
better than a human coach,
500 investors,
13,000 paying customers,
App of the Year by Apple,
doubled our revenue.
What's going on, swim fans? Today I'm taking you behind the scenes of the MySwimPro 2023 investment slide deck. I'm going to show you the strategy and the monetization levers that we're using to build the largest fitness brand in the world for swimmers. So this video is designed for anyone who's interested in learning more about the company, investing in the business, or maybe you're just curious about the amazing investor perks that I have, which I'll share with you guys a little bit towards the end. And before we get into it, a quick disclaimer. I am not your personal financial advisor. Investing has risks. Do your own due diligence. I will never personally ask you for investment money, and all of the investment will go through the link down below in the description. We will never ask you for investment anywhere else. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. Here's the slide deck. The #1 fitness brand in the world for swimmers. It's all about the water, and we are growing. We are helping people all over the world. And if you look at this graph, this is our active paying subscribers. And you can see when we launched our subscription in 2016, we've been able to add features, add value, and continue to grow our paying subscribers. We were getting so close to 10,000 paying subscribers right before the pandemic. You know, it shocked the world in the beginning of 2020. Global pools shut down for anywhere from 3, 6, or even 18 months. Some places it was 2 years. The pools were closed. We pivoted. We did the best that we could to maintain our subscriber base, continuing to add value, dryland. We did see a dip, and we bottomed out in the beginning of 2021. And when you look at the graph, we've been able to nearly double our paying subscribers from the lows of the pandemic, which is pretty incredible that over the last 18 months, we've essentially doubled the size of the business. So we're continuing to grow. You can look at this. We have some more charts a little bit later on, but let's keep things moving. Next, we have our story. So on this slide, you can really see a timeline of how things have progressed with MySwimPro. We launched the company in 2015. It was a free app on iPhone and Android. You could download the app and start checking out some workouts. We launched the subscription in 2016. That's when I would say we were officially in business because we were making money. And then we launched the world's first swimming app for the Apple Watch. It was in Tim Cook's keynote in September of 2016. And later on, that was named App of the Year by Apple. So it was named in December. So 2017, we had great momentum. We integrated with Strava. We passed 100,000 downloads. Then in 2018, we launched World Swim Day. Fast forward a year, we continued to add features in the app. We started building out the team, and then we passed 1 million downloads, and we also passed over 1 million in annual revenue. We continued to build out the product. We built the algorithm to be truly personalized, adding more features. We built out the team further, and then we passed 10,000 subscribers at the end of 2022. And depending on when you're watching this video, we may have already passed 2 million downloads. We have over 10 billion meters have been logged in the MySwimPro app. So that's our story so far, and the rest is to be written, but we're on a great trajectory. We just got to keep the momentum firing. Next up, we want to talk about our product really quick. It's our award-winning technology. Sometimes people think like, what's the point of the company? What are you trying to do? I see your videos. I see everything that's going on. Fundamentally, we are delivering a personalized swim coaching experience at a fraction of the cost of hiring a personal coach, right? You go to the gym, you go somewhere, you can hire a personal trainer. You can follow some workout plan, you can do it with friends. Swimming is a little bit different. You're doing it on your own. The accessibility of water is different. So we want to be able to provide that same level of value, that same level of personalization that you can get if you go do, you know, a weightlifting workout or even go to a yoga class. How can we create that experience so you can take it to you with the pool, wherever and whenever you are? And it's at a fraction of the cost as if you were to hire someone to do it with you at the pool. So we have training programs, workouts, they adapt to your speed and skill level as you go. And the best part is you can take it to the pool with your smartwatch and you have the workout right there with real-time analytics. Of course, we have open water and statistics and progress over time and all that fun stuff. Now, in terms of who is our target audience for this type of a product experience, and I want to start out by thinking about the massive market opportunity of like, people who swim. There's actually two categories, right? There's people who know how to swim and people who don't know how to swim. So the people who don't know how to swim, we focus on World Swim Day, and that's teaching people how to swim, the importance of water safety, right? That's a whole different, business and operating strategy. We're really focused on the people who do swim already, and they're trying to get better. They're doing it for fitness. Maybe they want to compete in a triathlon. So we think about the total addressable market. How many people swim based on how I described that all over the world? There's over 100 million active fitness swimmers around the world. Now that could mean they swim once per week, 2 times per week, 5 times per week, 7 times per week. They're age 14, they're age 44, 74, and everything in between. And so there's 100 million people around the world who are actively doing something in the water, open water, pool swimming, all that fun stuff. Now our serviceable addressable market, we're gonna slice this in a few ways, and one of them is just by geography. So if we look at an attractive market, in the United States, there's 26 million people who swim for fitness. And that means they're swimming in any capacity, right? They might be jumping in the pool here and there, right? But we wanna really focus this. So our target market are the 9.6 million people in the United States who swim more than 1 time per week for fitness specifically. So this is it's a smaller market, but it's a more focused because that's who has the most immediate pain that we can solve, right? These people don't want to think about what to do when they go to the pool. They have the means to pay for something that can help them get better, help them improve their fitness, help them improve their health. And so if we look at this beautiful image here, this is gym. Now we use gym as our target persona because gym represents a sliver of that market. But when we create a strategy and product decisions, it's a lot easier to make those decisions when we have one person in mind. Now, if you look at Jim, he swims 3 times per week or more, so he's swimming 3 or 4 times per week. He's 44 years old. He has a relatively high household income. It's above average compared to the peers in the United States. And he's already spending money on his aquatic facility membership, his gym. He's got a few other apps, maybe a yoga app or a cycling app, and he's college educated, right? So if you picture, who is this gym guy, you might know some people. You might be Jim watching this actually. You might think, wow, that's actually, pretty close to me. And so we know there's so many people out there who swim who maybe they don't 100% line up with Jim, and that's okay because for us, we want to be able to create the best product experience, and the way that you do that is by having a very, very focused user persona. And for us, that's Jim. So if we just think about the opportunity we have for Jim and how many people there are like Jim, there's hundreds of thousands of people that fit that exact criteria just in the United States. And as you can see from our subscriber numbers, we have just a couple of thousands of those people who represent Jim. So just by focusing on our initial target market, we can 50x our total subscribers. And of course, we want everyone who swims to use our platform. But again, we need to really focus on a specific market before we can expand. And over time, yes, we want to help more and more people swim. But just to give you an idea of when we're thinking about product strategy, especially with the app, we're thinking about Jim, and we have 9 personas actually laid out. And this goes beyond just, who they are and where they live, but what device they have. They have an iPhone or an Android or an Apple Watch or a Garmin. And we factor all these things in when we make strategy decisions. Now, when we think about the unit economics of the business, okay, so we've got Jim. So how do we make money? By helping Jim. So we have a subscription service that's yearly or monthly, and we charge based on how they use the app. So if they're using the app monthly, that represents only 15% of our subscribers. Most of our subscribers opt for the annual membership, which is actually a discount relative to paying month by month. So we look at the membership breakdown, 85% are annual. And then if you slice this a different way, if you think about it from device type, 81% of our subscribers are activated on the iOS platform. And we have a website, and even though there isn't a web application where you can, use the app on like your computer when you're at the pool, like you can on your phone or on your watch, 13% of our subscriptions are activated through our website. And so if you're following this along, on the back end, we're using Stripe to process that payment. And then for Android and iOS, it's an in-app purchase. Now, what I want to draw attention to is our download to conversion paying rate. And what this means is for every 100 people who download the app, how many of them will make it through the onboarding and actually subscribe within a 30-day window, for example. And as you can see, over the years, we've been able to dramatically increase this by improving the flow of downloading the app, making it very clear what you get, who this is for, and doing multiple A/B tests to try and figure out how we can optimize that onboarding funnel to get more people activated to our subscription. Because if you don't get someone to activate the subscription, they're not going to fully realize the potential of the app. And we have a free trial and all that. But if they don't even start that, then we really miss an opportunity to engage and show the value of the MySwimPro app and then to have a paying customer. So if you factor all of that in, we've been able to increase our subscriber lifetime value, which right now is around $265. And so as time goes on, we improve the app, we can increase the retention, and that will make the lifetime value per subscriber higher. Now, sometimes people think like, well, how do you increase the download to paying conversion rate? You know, it's pretty dramatic how we've been able to do that from 2022 from 2.5% all the way to 4%, and our target is 5%. And it comes back to optimizing the flow. So we have this growth initiative within the company and trying to think through, you know, if we have a growth hat on, right? You put your growth hat on and you think through, you know, what are some things that we can do to optimize this? And we have opinions on all of this, but at the end of the day, the data is what drives the decisions. And just last quarter, we ran 19 different A/B tests across the app, and we just choose the winner, which one's driving more conversion and more revenue, and that's how we've been able to increase that by 60% over the last 12 months. And actually, our download conversion rate right now is actually 4.2% overall, and if you slice it further, it's not on this slide, but it's 7% in the United States on iOS, and it's about 2 or 3% in a lot of other countries. So our average is 4.2%, our target is 5%, and that's why we're at an inflection point of growth, and we're able to maintain onboarding new subscribers, and we have other levers beyond just the onboarding, but also retention as well. Now, if you think about like, well, is 5% any good? Is 2% good? You know, what does that even mean if you're not in this business? So if you look at Revenue Cat, which has over 10,000 subscription apps that run through it, it's a back-end analytics tool. They actually publish reports and do analysis on all of their customers. And these are the biggest apps in the world that you probably have on your phone. The top quartile of apps in the fitness category are a 4.4% download to paying conversion rate. So these are the cream of the crop apps on your phone that monetize in fitness through a subscription like MySwimPro does, are 4.4%. Now we're inching towards that. We're at 4.2% now. Our target by next year is to be at over 5%. I think we're well on our way, especially when you consider that the United States, which is about half of our paying customers, are about 7%. So we're certainly making strides to get there, and I think we are well on our way. And this leads us to our vision, our 2030 vision. And if you just take a moment and pause and look at, you know, MySwimPro subscriber pro forma, how do we get to 100,000 paying subscribers and 1 billion workouts logged in the platform by 2030. Now, I don't have it on this slide, but from 2015, from when we started the company and I set our big, hairy, audacious goal to be logging 1 billion workouts by 2030. I set a 15-year horizon. So now we're inching towards like halfway there, and we have millions of workouts logged in the database, but we're not billions. And in order to get there, I think we're on the right track. Whether we get there by 2027 or 2028 or 2032 is sort of besides the point. The idea is setting a big vision and a big goal, and then thinking, oh crap, like this is such a big goal. How are we going to get there? And from a subscriber perspective, you know, the logging workouts leads to subscribers. So we make product decisions on getting more subscribers by creating unique value through the workouts. Because if someone doesn't do a workout, then the app didn't really deliver value to them. So if we can focus on delivering more workouts to swimmers in the pool, in open water, we know that we're going to increase our subscribers as well, because there's a high correlation between the two. Now, if you look at these projections, and in the appendix, I have a more detailed version of this, these projections for both the base case and the bull case factor in growth rates annually, anywhere from 26 to 46% for the base case and 36 to 57% for the bull case. And if you want perspective, this year we're going to grow by over 40%. Last year we grew by 38% our subscribers year over year. So we have a little bit of an acceleration of growth. Part of that comes from the A/B tests we're doing, growing the audience size. There's a few different levers that we can pull there, and the growth rate will shrink over time. So, you know, we're projecting for the base case 46% growth next year, which is about similar to what we're doing this year, and then getting smaller as time goes on, because your numbers get bigger. So it's harder to grow as you get larger. But I don't want to go too deep into that because we have a little bit more in the appendix. And this is all led by our world-class team. So I have here Adam Oxner, our CTO, and one of my co-founders back in 2015. We started this, fellow Forbes 30 under 30 alum. He swam at the University of Michigan. And before starting MySwimPro, he had worked in other software engineering roles. So he's essentially a Swiss Army knife of software engineering. Front end, back end, Android, iOS, right, web, full stack. He's all over the place, and he's been an asset. He understands swimming, passionate about what we're building, and that's awesome. And along with him, in our engineering team, we have Nick, who's leading as our VP of engineering. And prior to MySwimPro, he has been leading engineering teams in multiple capacities, and he really brings a plethora of experience to the MySwimPro team, which is awesome. And it's something that we definitely needed. So he joined the team about 2 years ago. He's been able to level up our engineering prowess. And as a software company, this is very important. I mentioned the 19 A/B tests that we were able to run in the last quarter would not have been possible without the right process and implementation, which he's leading, and that's critical for our inflection point where we're at today. And he's working on his butterfly, so shout out to Nick. And then we have Paige, who is leading our marketing squad. And this is really exciting because Paige is the first employee of MySwimPro that we hired. So back in the day, I was doing all the marketing stuff, making videos, writing blogs, sending the emails, and it was a lot. And then Paige joined the team, and she was our first full-time employee. And since then, she's been able to scale out the team, and now she leads 5 people on our marketing team as our VP of marketing. And then myself, I'm still involved in the competitive world. I've coached over 5,000 workouts. So really trying to focus on delivering the most value for our members, not only through the content that you might see online, but also leading the company. And I've also published a lot of written and video works in the world of swimming as well. And now you have the opportunity to join our world-class team as a business partner, as an investor in MySwimPro. We have to date over 500 investors who have joined us in the last 3 community rounds. So to briefly explain how that works, we essentially open up the company for a period of time, whether it's a month, 3 months, or in the past almost half a year. This is going to be a little bit shorter than that. And the community can invest at various valuations. So in 2017, we raised $130,000 from the community at a $5 million valuation cap. Then in 2019, we raised $465,000 from a little over 200 investors at a $10 million valuation cap. Then in 2022, we raised about $344,000 at a $15 million valuation cap. And today, we're opening up the company again for fundraising at a $20 million valuation cap. Now, you may be watching this after the campaign is already launched, and we've already fulfilled our early bird investor discount. But what we wanted to do is open up an opportunity for people who have invested before, or they're sort of like our OG investors or subscribers, and it's first come, first serve. So the first 150,000 will be at a 15 million valuation cap, which is like this early bird discount. But even if you miss that, 20 million is actually still a pretty good deal, because if you think about it on relative terms, in 2022, when we closed that campaign at a 15 million valuation, we have since doubled the size of the business. So we have twice as many paying customers. We have 3 times as many people following us on social media, our email list, right? So we've grown substantially. And as you can see, there has been some appreciation in the valuation. So even at 20, it's still a pretty good deal. The other thing I want to draw attention to is how capital efficient we are. So if you add together all of these community rounds and how much money we've raised, just under $1 million across these 3. We have a few other investments from Ann Arbor Spark and Invest Detroit Ventures. You put it all together, we're at $1.1 million in outside capital raised to the business. And since that time, we've made over $7 million in revenue. So if you think about the return on that investment, not necessarily returns to investors, but return on value to the business. So we want to be able to take in capital and apply it efficiently to grow the business. And that's our focus with this campaign. I also want to clear up, this is not a donation to MySwimPro, the company. A lot of times when you hear equity crowdfunding, there's a lot of content out there, so you can learn more about that. But really, this is an investment. So when you invest in MySwimPro, it's an illiquid asset, meaning you can't just, it's like Apple stock where you buy and sell it in a day. That's not how this works. So you're investing for the long haul because you believe in the vision of My Swim Pro, and you can research more about how that works. Now, in terms of why we're raising the capital, it's for three primary reasons I tried to summarize. The first one is to fuel our subscriber growth. I showed you the graph. We're at an inflection point. Things are moving very well. And we don't want to let our foot off the gas. We want to continue to drive. We want to pour more quote unquote gasoline into the fire. We want to really fire this thing up and let the rocket ship continue to grow. And we also want to continue adding value to the app. We know that if we want to get to that 5% conversion rate, if we want to grow our audience size, if we want to do all of these things and add value to the community, we have to make the app better. We have to evolve as technology evolves. And all of that is really important to building a well-sound and structural business. And so we want to continue to enhance the product offering. And on the marketing side of things, we have a great tailwind to us, which is next year, the Olympics. In 2024 in Paris, every Olympic cycle, swimming's on TV, people are breaking world records. The world starts to pay attention, and swimmers feel prideful in that, but also people who are not as connected to swimming, they get into swimming. People who have started and stopped swimming, they come back. A lot of people make their comeback after the Olympics in the fall of 2024. And we want to position ourselves to the best of our ability to take advantage of this wave. We want to ride the Olympic wave, and we've learned a lot over the last 2 cycles, having run the company through the Olympic cycle. And the last one, it was really tough with Tokyo, with COVID. It was not a real go, but here in Paris, it's going to be full on, and we want to be ready for it. And in terms of why now, like why invest now? And I put together 3 core reasons, because now is the future of swimming. Now is time to be a part of it. We have that inflection of growth. Like I mentioned, we've doubled the size of the business from a revenue and subscriber base. We've also tripled our audience size. This is one of the core levers of growth that we have. We have this audience size. We're going to be able to convert more and more of those people into paying subscribers. And as we grow the audience size, this does introduce new revenue streams that will complement our subscription business. Our subscription business today is 85% of our revenue. Advertising and sponsorships is the remainder of that. But I see both of these growing in equal proportion over time, and they will just compound on each other. The other tailwind that we have is this adoption of wearable technology. When we started the company, the Apple Watch didn't even exist. And today it is our primary use case. We know that the market will change, technology will change, but it's moving in our favor. Our app is more valuable when you have the workout right there on your wrist. More and more people are buying smartwatches. You have here in 2022, the number of connected wearable devices worldwide increased to 1.1 billion. That's a really large number. People who have these connected health devices, whether it's the Apple Watch or a Garmin or Android Wear OS, and it's not going to stop. It's not going anywhere. Hundreds of millions of units are sold every single year, and that penetration to humanity is only going to increase. And finally, the overall market tailwind of how our business is set up. A mobile software as a service application in the fitness world. Specifically, these fitness apps are growing, over $5.8 billion of revenue in 2022. And the projected fitness app space is going to be 21 billion by 2030. And the compounded annual growth rate is 17%. Just on that, there are going to be winners that grow way more than 17%. And My Swim Pro is positioning ourselves so that we can be above that 17% CAGR. And now I want to share our investor perks, because this is the thing that makes me really excited. We have 5 different levels of investment. Now you can invest any level above $500. That is the minimum investment. And something to note is that all investors are going to have cumulative perks. So that means if you invest at the $10,000 level, you're going to get the perks at $2,500 and $5,000 as well. Also, all of our investors, whether you invest $500 or $50,000, are going to be invited to our investors only Discord community. So this is a server online, sort of like Slack if you're not familiar, where you'll be able to see company updates. You can share feedback, give ideas on the business, on the app, talk about anything you want with other investors, and that's sort of an intimate way that we can connect with our community. We already have over 500 investors. We'll see how many we can add to that in this campaign, but it's going to be a unique way. And if you're interested in just, swimming, the company, business, I think this is something that's really interesting to be a part of. And $500 is the minimum that you need to join over 500 existing investors in My Swim Pro. Now, when we level up to a $2,500 investment, you're gonna get the My Swim Pro exclusive swag apparel. You're gonna get 2 items that are absolutely sick. They're so cool. I'm not wearing them yet because I don't actually have them yet. They're coming in the mail. But check out this V-neck athletic cut. It's super slick, this My Swim Pro shirt. And then the quarter zip in a similar style, but it is a quarter zip, My Swim Pro swag. It's pretty cool. You're gonna feel really good wearing that around, and hopefully, share it on social media as well. Now, if you move up to the $5,000 investment level, you're gonna get the My Swim Pro Coach subscription for life. Now, of course, when you're making these kinds of investments, you're not really buying these products. These are the perks when you invest. So the idea is that you invest and the company grows and your investment portion appreciates in value, but we also wanna give back to our community members who are investing. And that's why the My Swim Pro subscription for life, because we know some people have been paying for the app for years. We've offered in limited quantity a lifetime subscription to the My Swim Pro app, and we've also had this perk in the last few investment campaigns, and we kept it at $5,000. So the last 2 campaigns, I believe, My Swim Pro Coach for Life was $5,000, and we had several dozen people, maybe close to 100 people have invested at that level. Now we have some of the more fun ones here that I believe. We have the $10,000 investment level, which is 1 swim camp retreat ticket. Now, if you're not familiar, as of 2022, My Swim Pro started hosting in-person events. It's a 7-day experience in paradise. We go to a resort. We have 2 workouts per day. It's beautiful. The locations are incredible. We were in Thailand before. We're going to the Canary Islands. We have Dubai and Greece scheduled up next. And so if you invest $10,000, you're gonna get all the prior perks, the lifetime for the My Swim Pro Coach for Life, the exclusive apparel, which includes the V-neck and the quarter zip, and you're gonna get 1 ticket, which is good for an athlete, plus a guest. You gotta fly yourself out there, but these tickets are anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. So that's an amazing perk that we're offering because we know there's so much demand for these camps, and we wanna be able to contribute to people who are interested in pursuing that. So that's really exciting. And then finally, if you wanna join our company at a more intimate level, we host annual retreats for the team members, for the employees of My Swim Pro in an exotic location somewhere in the world. And if you invest $50,000, you get all of the prior perks, plus you'll be invited to join us at our company retreat on location. You gotta fly yourself there, but you'll stay at the resort location with us. That's covered on the house. You can eat meals with us, do the swim workouts with us as a team. If you haven't seen the content that we put out from these team retreats, you gotta check it out. They're available here on this channel and also on my swimming channel and the My Swim Pro channel. But as a reminder, all of these investment levels are gonna be invited to the investor Discord server. Also, you can invest at any level in between. So if you invest $3,000, that's fantastic. You're gonna qualify for the 2,500 investor perks. If you invest $15,000, you're gonna get the $10,000 perks, the $5,000 perks, the 2,500 perks as well. And of course, if you're investing at $50,000, you're gonna get everything. So I hope that clarifies what you're gonna get with the investor perks. I think these are the best investor perks we've ever put together for something like this. I know we've had some fun stuff in the past, but this really, we leveled up all of the investor perks because these are pretty dang awesome for what you get for what you invest. Now, I want to get into the details just a little bit before sharing a few more things and then wrapping it up here. The 2030 vision that I had on a prior slide was just this graph over here. And this chart has the numbers behind that graph. Now you can see the vertical line is showing historical in the past, projection in the future. I mean, 2023, because of the time that I'm recording this, is not complete. So technically that's also a projection, but we're pretty close. So I feel pretty confident in the numbers. We're gonna be something like that. And so we have the horizontal line here on the number chart, and you can see what the annualized growth rate is for subscribers in both the bull case and the base case. So to start with the base case, next year growing subscribers by 46%, then 36, 36, 30, or 28, 26, 26, 26, and that'll put us over 100,000 subscribers by 2030. Now on the bull case, if things go fantastic, excellent, we're gonna be a little bit faster than that. And we think we can grow over 50% next year, close to 50% in 2025, and then leveling off to over 30% annualized growth rate in subscribers. And then looking at the financial side of this, we have our financial pro forma all the way to 2030. we have it broken out by the bull case and the base case. You can see revenue growth and expenses growth. Revenue growth growing faster than expense growth. And you can see what the net profit is on that and also the margin. The EBITDA is just expenses before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So I know that's a technical accounting thing, but don't worry about it. Just basically revenue minus expenses, and the margin is what's increasing over time. So looking at where we can achieve profitability and what that margin looks like over time. Our goal is to expand margins as the business becomes more mature. And you can see what happens with these two scenarios, bull case, base case, what those numbers can play out. I'm recording this in 4K, so you can pause it and zoom in and see what that looks like. Now, finally, we've talked about a lot of the KPIs on the business and the app and revenue, and a lot of that comes from the drivers of growth, the levers of growth. One of them is brand. We've been able to build an incredible brand. It's one of the most recognized brands in the world of swimming. You talk to someone who's in the know of swimming, they've probably heard of MySwimPro. They've probably seen some of our videos, and maybe they've downloaded the app. We have 2 million downloads, right? So at some point, a swimmer has heard or seen of us. But there's so many people who have not, because there's 100 million people around the world who are swimming for fitness, and we have 2 million downloads. So even though we have a prolific brand within the swimming cult, I like to call it, within the hardcore swimmers, yeah, those people maybe have heard of MySwimPro. Maybe they don't even know we have an app. Maybe they don't even know how the app works. This is a huge opportunity to leverage the brand that we're building and to convert more people into paid subscribers and paid offerings. So we have a lot of opportunity in the future to grow just based on the brand that we're building, because the technology will change over time. The product will evolve, but the brand is everlasting. And if you follow any companies or brands that you like, they've been around for maybe decades at a time, and their products have changed over time. And here are a few different growth opportunities that I've already mentioned a little bit. These don't distract us from our app subscription, which is the core driver of our business, but they actually compound on each other. So one of them is the swim camps that I mentioned. We launched those. Incredible experiences in paradise. These are multi-$1,000 ticket items that help our brand. They build our brand equity in the eyes of the swimming world, and they're a lot of fun too. We've also been able to build out our partnerships, and I already mentioned we've worked with over 30 different brands since 2020. And finally, one of the biggest levers of growth from a technical perspective is using new technology to amplify our mission and vision to help more people improve their swimming. And so we've been building wearable integrations since 2016. Like I mentioned, we started the company with no wearable, and then we built multiple integrations. We've removed some, we've added some, and there's more to come in the future. But at the end of the day, our customers love us. You can go to the App Store, you can read one of thousands of reviews. You can go on YouTube, you can go to the Amazon store and read the reviews of my book, right? There's so many different testimonials that are incredible of people who have changed their lives. They've lost weight, they've lost 100 pounds, they've competed in a triathlon, an Ironman, they've gotten faster, they've built the mental confidence to do who knows what in their life, but they're sharing it online, and you can search it, and our customers truly love us. And I hope that you can be a part of this incredible journey of building the biggest fitness brand in the world for swimmers. Like I mentioned earlier, the investment campaign is going to be linked down below. We have incredible perks, some of the best that I think we've ever packaged together. Let me know what questions you have down below in our investment campaign page, and I can't wait to hear from you. I wish you the very best, and happy swimming.
2 million downloads,
Better than a human coach.
500 investors,
13,000 paying customers.
App of the Year by Apple.
Doubled our revenue.
In the next 90 seconds, I'm gonna show you the future of swimming. Since launching MySwimPro in 2015, we've had an incredible growth story. The MySwimPro app has over 2 million downloads. It was named App of the Year by Apple, and we have over 500 investors across 50 different countries. And now you have the opportunity to invest in the future of swimming and help millions of people around the world.
We started MySwimPro to help people swim faster, improve their endurance, lose weight, and feel amazing in the water. And in some ways, our technology is better than a human coach because the workout is right there on your wrist, which allows you to swim wherever and whenever you choose. Not only that, our technology combines the power of our dynamic swim coaching algorithm and our massive database of millions of workouts to deliver an incredibly personalized experience. You just tell the app your goals, and the My Swim Pro coach will learn from your behavior and personalize the experience every step of the way. We have over 13,000 paying customers, and we've built one of the biggest swimming brands in the world. Since our last funding round, we've doubled our revenue and we've tripled the size of our audience. Every day, over 10 million people view our educational content, and we're just getting started. We've assembled a world-class team, and we love the chlorine just as much as helping our community members reach their gold medal moments in and out of the water. And today, you have a chance to join this incredible team and invest in the future of swimming. So hop on board, because we're setting sail with or without you. Happy swimming!